All right. So this has been on my mind all freaking weekend. I'm not exaggerating. All weekend. Previously, we had talked about change, if a person's able to change because of the people you have in your life. Tied to that, I think you really need to assess the people you want in your life. And that starts with, how I really want to word this. Your village, your people. Not everybody belongs in your life. You don't belong in everybody's life. And that's not a negative thing. Don't let me say it's because you're a negative influence to their life. But here's my thing. If you're not a positive influence, if you're not contributing to their life in a positive manner, or they are not contributing to your life in a positive manner, acquaintance at best. So this is where I start. First, you need to determine the difference between a relative and family. Not all relatives are family. Think about that. It's not very hard. Not all relatives are family. It's okay to cut some relatives out of your life. It really is. It's perfectly fine. If you are not positively contributing to one another's life, you don't really need to keep sitting at each other's table. Friends and acquaintances. Know the difference between a friend and an acquaintance. Far too often we say, oh, I got a ton of friends. I'm friends with so-and-so. I'm friends with this person. I'm friends with that person. I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy that just thought he had a ton of friends. And I remember I really started thinking about it when Samantha and I got married back in 2008. I was like, are they really a friend? Do I really want to invite them to my wedding? That's when I started weeding some people out. As of late, though, I've had to reassess because I'm making some serious life changes. And there are people that, hell, they may even be, loyal, but are they positively contributing to my life in the manner I need them to, for me to be the person I want to be? And vice versa. Am I positively contributing to their life? And there may be some wonderful people out there that I'm a friend or an acquaintance with that I'm truly not contributing to their life in a positive manner. Not because I'm doing anything negative. I'm just not bringing anything. I'm not bringing any food to their table. So they should probably distance themselves from me, as far as, or find a way to revamp that relationship. If you truly think there's an acquaintance out there that you want to be friends with because they do have positive influences that they can give you, then revamp that relationship. But right now you need to do one or two things, and most likely it's cut a man loose. It's okay to cut a man loose. They may not necessarily be dragging you down, but if they're not helping you swim, then cut them loose. It's okay. I'm going through that right now. I'm looking at some folks in my life, and I'm really trying to determine if that's the people I want around me. If it's really the people that I want to continue to associate with, because the differences we may have in our lifestyles, because of the difference we may have just our views on some things, and it's just as beneficial to them as me to really turn one another loose. Going back to the friends versus acquaintances, this is a big deal. You need to understand who is bringing value to your life. Who's really there for you when you need them? Who are you really there for? Too. It's not just about you, like what are you getting out of it? Who are you really there for? I've had friends like that where it's like, I'm just, John Doe, I'm not doing anything for him. Do I really need to continue to try to reach out? Because what are we at best? We're just buddies, drinking buddies. That's cool. Not saying you can't have a beer together when you see one another, but I wouldn't try to force it. You come across these where it's like, what if I can't talk to this person about the things that are real in my life? If I'm only talking to this person about the things that are superficial in this life, sports or current events, but I'm not talking to them about feelings or life or family, career. If you're truly not talking about these things, then what are you talking to them about? You know, I have no problem shooting shit with someone in a restaurant about some sports. That's perfectly fine. You know, that's cool. But, you know, don't really need to force these relationships. If they happen, if the chit chat happens, that's cool. But I don't really necessarily need you in my phone. I don't really need to even be friends with you on social media. So, you know, that's why I've taken a big step. And most of the folks that I'm friends with on social media now, most of the folks I have a personal relationship with, or it's for arm wrestling purposes, promotional purposes, to keep folks in the loop. And even now, I'm at the point now I probably need to start thinning out the ones on my personal account. That being said, start trimming the fat in your life, and it's okay to cut a man loose. It's okay to reassess. You know, I've been blessed with having a group of friends that we've been friends since kindergarten, a lot of us. I'm very fortunate and blessed that a lot of us are family men, and that's where our lives revolve around. So it's easy to have those real conversations, and I'm very blessed. And let me state that again. I'm very blessed to have a solid crew of guys that most of them are very similar to me in our lifestyles, as far as our families, careers, and what we're wanting for one another. And we can have those real conversations. We recognize when one needs to be reached out to. We lift one another up. I've come across many people in the arm wrestling community the same way. Probably more in the arm wrestling community than I have in my personal life. And those people in my arm wrestling community have become part of my personal life. So it's okay to cut a man loose from your life, or female loose. I think you know what I'm trying to say. And doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. It can be a gradual thing. It doesn't mean you gotta send a text saying, "Hey, I'm cutting you off." Just distance yourself slowly. Think about, you know, your significant other, the people that you have surrounding you when you're not with them. Is that people they would want you to be around? Is that people, I'm not saying they don't trust you, but is that the people that you would want your significant other to be around? Like people. Are the people that you have around you people that you would want your children to hang around? Or the people around you that you would want your brother or your sister to hang around? Go back 15 years. If you could do it all over again, would you choose said people to be in your life again? I don't know. This is just questions to ask yourself. I've got some absolutely yeses to many of those questions. I've got some doubtfuls to some of them as well, you know. I have some very loyal friends I'm very grateful for. And I've got some acquaintances in my life that, you know, I would have thought was a friend maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. More I assess our friendship, our relationship, I guess, is an acquaintanceship at best. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Please, you know, this is an area where I feel like we get very sensitive with, and it's okay to trim the fat in your life. You may be someone's fat in their life. Like I said, it's not because you're a bad person and you're not doing the right things, but you're not doing the right things for them, and that's okay for them to trim you out of their life. Folks, I'm trying to keep it a little bit shorter, but this is something that's been on my mind all weekend. And you know, I've talked to Samantha about it quite a bit, and you know, I've came a long way in the last few years, just weeding folks out. Now I've let some back in that you know, probably should weed back out, and you know, it's going to happen, you know. But think about who you got around you. Think about who your kids see around you. Think about who you bring over the house that's staying up there late, hanging out. How are they behaving around your family? Love y'all. Have a great day.